Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade
Shady in the
City.
City.
It's a lot of shade, no sun over here. It's very dreary. Happy Memorial Day to you all. All right, so we are going into Married at First Sight. We are on season 16. It is episode 21, the final decision, which I am so mad that they put us through the standard hour and some change for one person's decision. This could have easily been wrapped up into a 30-minute.
Because they wanted you to watch the rest of that BS.
And yeah, I don't see it for the other ones. I
We
just
did 21 episodes. I think we good.
right. I think we've done our due diligence. But Shade Squad, if you have not already, please make sure that you hit that like button.
And you hit that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's get into it and let's talk about Shaq's decision. Let's get shady. So y'all, Shaq tells Kirsten that obviously he is not interested in staying married to her. He says that he has been feeling so alone and just a lot in their marriage, and he gets very emotional and he feels like he's given his all, and
And it
so
ain't being reciprocated. I
it's
can
not
agree with
being
that.
reciprocated. And Kirsten just looks at him as he cries. She just looks at him. She don't go to console him, pat him on the back or
She
nothing.
wished him good luck and sent him on his little merry little way.
Right. And she does say that she wishes he would have taken more time to work it out. But yeah, wishes him the best. And so obviously Dr. Pepper and Pastor Cal are both very shocked as well. And disappointed by Shaq's decision. I do believe it was Pastor Cal that said he's not gonna ever do any better. He's like, I'd like to see him do better than that. So yeah.
I don't know how I felt about that statement.
What do you
Like
mean?
he can't get better, or he can't do better than Kirsten. Like Kirsten was the best that he'll get.
With all his issues, I love when it was Dr. Pepper who said, how much more does he need?
Um, there's plenty of needy bitches. I'm
That's
sure he can get one. Um, and
you said there's
Kirsten has her
bitches.
Kirsten has her issues too. So to say that that's the best he'll get, I felt like I'm not a fan of Shaq by any means, but I felt like that was kind of fucked up to say.
Hmm. Okay. Look at Nels being the voice of reason, because I was like, "Yep, doc, that I hear you, Pascal." I was like, "I don't
I
see it."
didn't think. I mean, and I'm not, and I don't know what they're talking about physically or emotionally or what, but um, maybe physically, maybe, but as far as the inside, I think he could be better.
Eris and Jasmine are packing up their apartment. Um, and Jasmine and Eris, she asked him, I'm sorry, Jasmine asked Eris how he feels about moving out. And he says he's gonna miss the people in the building. And I said, that's how into the marriage he wasn't. They talk about starting over, and Eris says it's a new start, but it's not like there was a kid involved. And I literally put in my notes, he doesn't care, Jasmine. I don't know how many times you gotta hear it or hear him say some form of it that he was never in this marriage, just like but it's like you keep reaching for little affirmations or little bits to hang on to, and he's not giving you that. He cared more about the people in the building. Just my
Uh,
thought.
Jasmine didn't really seem to care too much either. She said if she could do anything different, she wouldn't, because she knows she was a good goddamn wife. Okay. And Eris actually agreed to that, because remember, he was like, she was giving much wifey material. Eris asked her if he could come and visit Duchess. And she told him, yeah, you can come swoop her up. And he's like, no, no, no. I ain't mean like take her with me. I mean like just come
I
swing
just want to come
by
visit.
and come see her. And that was pretty much it. They left their keys, left their rings, and that was about it. Clint and Gina are cool with their decision.
Yeah.
Clint is really gonna miss Hank, and we know it. He's a sad little puppy. They both gonna be sad.
Mhm.
And they're gonna go back to being neighbors. He's actually gonna dog sit while Gina's out of town, and I know he's gonna be looking forward to that because I don't know. I think he did like Gina, but I think he liked Hank a lot more.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about that.
Um, Shaq is packing up to move out, and Kirsten already beat him to the punch. She was like, "I don't need to see you, sir."
Right. She
Um,
was like, "We don't need any closure. That was enough. You embarrassed out of me on national
basically,
television." And I wasn't mad at her. I would have done the same thing.
I wasn't either. I was like, "Well, that's how you do it."
Right.
After deciding to divorce, Clint is thinking about revisiting his little black book for potential candidates. I said, "Sir, that's not what you need to be doing. All you need to do is slide in my DMs.
Oh God.
All that needs to happen. Okay,
Well,
I
I
will go
was,
on the boat with you."
and not saying, no, look, I won't do that. I was gonna say, from what they showed on the preview, it does look like Gina maybe wasn't his type of girl he goes for. So I'm just saying, no shade to you. I think
Oh, what
Clint,
you saying? He don't like thick girls?
he did say slender, and she's blonde haired and blue eyed. That's all I'm saying.
Guess what? He said that mess
You have a
after.
hint. You have a hint of brown in your hair. It's not exactly blonde. I don't know if it would pass for Clint.
Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Clint won't be able to get enough of me. Okay. I ain't worried about what he said. Okay.
Well, Clint,
Now,
she shot her shot.
Kirsten is helping Mac go house hunting. He says Dom had the wrong impression of him, thinking that, he didn't want to lay his roots there, but here he is house hunting all by himself. Now he felt the house was a little too big for just him and two dogs, but he's hoping to find a wife eventually to, help fill up those spaces. I don't know
Hmm.
if this house but I don't care what nobody say. I think he got money. I think he just
Socially awkward.
uh maybe that too. But
Mhm.
that had nothing to do with money. I was talking
Oh,
money.
no, no. Oh, okay. I think
Um
he's just socially awkward.
I think he can definitely afford his own place. I think he doesn't want to enter into a lease and stuff like that when he plans to buy. So I think his idea was to stay with his friends where he could stack his bread and buy a house for him and
But
his
look,
wife.
we know he got more money than Eris. Eris out here roommating it.
I mean, technically we don't, because technically he was roommating too. But I mean, he's out house hunting. I'm
Right,
just saying.
right.
I'm just saying based off the business. But Eric should have money too because he's in tech. They just ain't. Listen, look, listen. I can't blame
It was
none
I
of them.
didn't tell Married at First Sight to put Eris's roommate up there. They did that to him. They could have
I
played it
can't
off
blame.
and sent him back to the house and let him be the one behind the bar pouring the drinks for his friend. But we clearly know that that's his friend's house now.
I listen. I can't blame none of them. Now, do I think that a man should already have his stuff together and have his house and everything before trying to acquire a wife? Yes, I do. But not every man thinks that way. They may want their future wife's input on where they want to live, what type of house they want, and don't want to buy a house until they have a fiance. So I can't blame any of them for stacking their money until they find the right one. And because wives are expensive. They expensive. They expensive. So yeah, stack that money, honey. Kirsten's at her apartment discussing the breakup with her friend and says, they broke up
Chanel.
because she's not a natural nurturer. What'd you say?
Her name is Chanel. The friend's name is Chanel. It starts with an S, but yes, it's
It
Chanel.
didn't look like it said Chanel. I don't remember them
It's
saying Chanel.
Shanelle. It's definitely Chanel.
Oh, that's not Chanel. That's not Chanel. That's like Chanel-y. Chanel.
You're stupid.
She's learned a lot, and right now she's just focused on herself. Keep it that way, ma'am. Now, Kirsten said that she don't know how she feels about jumping back into the dating scene though, because it's a lot, and maybe she'll just get a partner. And then I was like, girl, you gonna get it away. But she said she knows she's deserving. She deserves a husband. So yeah, she's gonna hold
Waiting
out.
for somebody to come find her.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Then Gina's mom calls and she asks her friend whether she should answer the phone or not. That wasn't weird. Gina thinks this experience has shown her that she really is ready for marriage. Gina feels like Clint was a class clown and felt like it was embarrassing at times. And she feels like she's ready to get back out there and date immediately and clearly try to fall on top of Max. You know what?
House.
Yeah, house. So then Jasmine moves back in with her parents. She's talking to Aunt Pat about everything that was going on in her marriage. Jasmine explains Eris never really clocked in for the job, and that he was fronting when he was around her family. And that's a thing that bothered me too. You're stupid.
Oh, I guess he didn't want her. Never.
Yeah, he never. Yeah.
Well, he was just front. We'll just keep it. He was just front.
Yeah, he was front. Now, one thing I didn't like, and I will give Kirsten a little bit more credit, because I didn't like how Eris stayed up in Jasmine's family's face, and he knew he wasn't attracted to her. He knew he wasn't really feeling her like that, but he always on the phone with her mama, her sister. I don't know. It just felt like a bit much. And now for y'all to only not be together ultimately. And so I could see why Kirsten was a little bit more reluctant, because I could see Shaq doing that same thing and smiling up in her father's face and her family's face and trying to get good with them, only to turn around and disappoint you.
Well, I can understand your point, but then you also have to think about the fact that regardless of how you feel initially or how you feel about the way they looked physically, you're constantly told to be all in.
That's true.
You're constantly told to be all in, and you thinking in the back of your mind, oh, I don't really know how this is going to end. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to take these steps. You're not being all in.
Aunt Pat thinks that Eris was never really ready to be married. It still has questions as to, what his motives were. Now, she lets Jasmine know she has too much to offer to not be happy. And Jasmine shares that Eris, was talking about coming to visit Duchess, but believe he just said it just to say it. And I was kind of under that belief too. Now, what I could see Eris doing is going to try to walk that dog and take it to the park so he can pull females. I definitely see him using Duchess for some new opportunities. Nicole and Kirsten are furniture shopping. Nicole says that she's been staying at Chris's apartment versus going back and forth. Nicole admits that, she would have lost her mind if Chris said no to her, as we all know. I'm glad that she said it for us to confirm that they would have needed
all knew.
that they would have needed EMTs on site. So Kirsten says that she might be more receptive if Shaq reached out to her, because she doesn't understand why she would be reaching out to him when he was the one he said he wanted the divorce.
He don't want her.
Right. And Nicole thinks he just doesn't know what to say. And, she said that, and of course, Nicole, having to make it about herself in some way, says that she's still grieving their breakup, although she doesn't think that they should be together.
That didn't make any sense to me.
I didn't even, yeah, Nicole just be talking to be talking. She's in everybody's business but her own.
And she also suggested her to get some closure. As far as decision day goes, she just need to sit her happy ass down somewhere. So Eris is ready to get back in them streets. Okay.
Yes, he is.
Get hooked up with his homegirl Raven's friends. Now, he's at his. Oh wait, was that the roommate? This was the roommate. Well, I thought he was at his friend's house. Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, that's the roommate's house.
Oh, so this is where he lives with the roommate.
Yeah, that's the house that they showed us. Remember, he was like, "This is my man cave." Da da da. When we first saw him, when we first met him, and everybody thought, "Oh, he must be doing really well for himself." Da 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 da. Yeah, it's a roommate situation.
Okay. Well, I guess his roommate slash friend told him, "Sir, you need to be in at least a long-term relationship before you think about jumping into a marriage again."
Agreed.
Um, and Raven basically said, she gonna put on her matchmaker hat because she know a lot of little friends that want to talk to Eris. Shaq's back at his apartment, and he had his friends Christian and Tasha come over, and he seemed like, to me, I felt like he looked like he was already regretting his decision. I could
Mm-hmm.
be wrong. He said, he's gonna miss the most is waking up next to someone. So he's not the only one that said this, and I feel like it would have really aggravated me when I'm the only one that she was waking up next to, and you're saying you're gonna miss waking up next to someone, like you could just wake up next to anyone instead
Anybody?
of
Oh
saying,
yeah, absolutely. That's what it gave.
like, sir, you mean me? You mean
Mhm.
me? Okay, just say you're gonna miss me. Okay, um, but he says ultimately his reasoning to decide not to stay married is because he wants to be overjoyed in his marriage. And he just really wasn't feeling that. And they want to know what's next for him. He's hoping that, they can become friends because you never know what happens in the future. But he doesn't know how Kirsten is really going to feel about that. She ain't feeling it home. I can say right
And
now, she ain't.
she said, "I'm gonna let you know what's gonna happen in my future, and it ain't got nothing to do with you."
Mm-mm. Nicole and Chris signed the lease together, and Nicole is trying to get him to have joint bank accounts, and Chris is not here for it.
He's like, "I
He
gave
said
you an
he
inch.
said I, he said
Up."
he's like, I'll just pay it, and then you send me your half. What y'all need to do is work on this half and half thing, Nicole. That's what you need to be doing.
Well, she gonna get her way anyway. She even said that. She said, "Oh, I'm gonna let it go for right now because they had just signed the lease." But she really don't care. She gonna end up getting her way, and she gonna keep.
Yeah, to have the joint bank account. What, I don't give a damn about the joint bank account. This half and half mess. That's
Oh, the
X.
half and half. Oh,
Yeah, X all that. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay.
stupid.
Um, but she said she ain't tripping because she knows that he ain't going nowhere and it's a legally binding contract. So it does make her feel a little bit more secure, whether, they have the joint bank account or not. He says, speaking of that, um, let's talk about you changing your last name. Um, Apparently she already got a head start on it. This lady got all the paperwork, she got the envelopes, she ready to sign and send it away. I actually thought that it was going to be like a previous season where she
Oh, with Lindy.
didn't want to. I didn't want to say the girl name because I didn't talk so much smack about this girl. Didn't want to change her, like, you want to get married but don't want to change your last
You
name.
want benefits,
Uh,
but you don't want to change your last name.
exactly. But yeah, she already ready. Sorry, I'm ready to be Mrs. Whatever your last name is. Now the entire group met up, including Mac and Dom. What are y'all
Hmm.
doing? Who the hell are y'all? We don't know y'all no more.
I know y'all don't go here.
Uh, I did notice that Kirsten gave Shaq a little dry ass hug.
Oh, she did. She was a.
I
And
guess I ain't gonna.
I don't even think she wanted to or would. He came by her.
No, she definitely didn't want to. She was just like, I just ain't gonna be too shady. Mac is dating. Dom has a dog that Mac feels horrible for because he said this dog is gonna be stuck in a cage from 9 to 5. And feels like she's just gonna be a horrible dog mom. Everybody gives their update on their new relationship status. Eris and Jasmine are divorced, and he's accepted his role as dog dad. Clint and Gina, they've divorced and they're super amicable and still live in the same building. He says he has visitation rights. I'm sorry, she says he has visitation rights as long as he doesn't dog nap Hank. Now we know Nicole and Chris said yes. Thank goodness for that.
Right.
Then it awkwardly turned to Kirsten and Shaq. And Shaq said, he said no.
Sorry.
He doesn't want Kirsten to hate him. And it came down to the decision that day. And he made his decision, and it just wasn't there for him. Kirsten said, she was willing to give the marriage another shot since you can't get to really know somebody within 8 weeks.
Right.
But she also knows that she didn't want to be married to someone with insecurities.
That part.
Or holding anyone back. But it's going to take some time, to get past it all. Jasmine asked if the door was still ajar. Ajar, okay?
And
Or
Kirsten said, hell to the no.
Or is it closed? And Kirsten said, real quick, it's shut down, nailed up. Ain't no getting through. And basically said, when you miss your chance, it's gone.
I was here for Kirsten on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew she was never gonna recover from being embarrassed on national television. That just wasn't gonna happen. So in her mind, I took a step down to meet you, and then you leave me hanging, and I already felt like you were beneath me. Oh no, she's never coming back.
She says right now she doesn't even have any plans of contacting this man.
Yeah,
she's gonna be like
for
Kiki.
me to call, text.
She gonna be like Kiki Palmer. I've never seen this man for my life. Mm-mm. He wishes them best of both of luck, but he knows she'll find her Prince Charming, and it may be him one day. He clearly didn't get the memo.
He clearly, it went right over his.
She said louder and clear. After Dom left, Nicole asked Gina and Mac, you know, y'all are both single, ready to mingle. How y'all feel about going on a date with each other? It definitely caught Clint off guard, but not Eris. Eris was like, oh, shit. I ain't getting in the middle of none of this. And Gina says, that they'll keep them updated with what they choose to do. And
this was very messy of Nicole.
He said it's married at second sight. And that was how that episode ended. It was, I know, listen, Clint, I'm telling you, our handles are here, okay? The DMs. Just hit the DMs.
You were so funny. Well, yeah, y'all. So yeah, let's wrap it up. It's another season, Married at First Sight. I hope that they get better, because it's just been getting worse. I think this is our third season now we've finished, and it's getting pretty bad. It's getting pretty bad. The connections are just not connecting as they need. So yeah, y'all, we hope for better luck next season, but this is gonna be the same people. Maybe can we bring some of the viewers on as experts by chance? I'm just saying, let us do some of the choosing. I don't know. Because clearly y'all are missing the mark. But anyway, so if you haven't already, Shade Squad, please make sure that you have hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And make sure that you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG. And thank you for supporting us through another season of Married at First Sight. And I guess maybe we'll come back for the reunion. Maybe. I just can't, y'all. I can't think about coming back right now. But love y'all. Thank y'all. Have a good night.
Good night.